about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel here, new haircut. I hope you enjoy. COVID safe, don't worry, do not worry. Ooh. All the precautions, but I needed my summer cut, so we went for it and we literally chopped off so much hair. It's a little weird, I'm not used to it yet, but I'm excited about it. I'm here with my last 10. So these are books I read at the end of June and the beginning of July. I have shuffled these a little so that the ones that I'm reading for a video that you kind of know about, depending on what you've seen online, I've moved those to the next last 10. That way you're not spoiled ahead of time and can also get my full thoughts by watching the video that's happening for them. So I've got 10 books I've read recently, and I will let you know what were part of Pop Culture Readathon reads, what they counted for. I'll pop up in the corner here the little like cover, not the cover, the little bingo square it counted for, and let's get to it. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. This is such a cute sapphic YA novel all about coming out and being yourself and running for prom queen. It was just super sweet. I loved this book. I blew through it in a day. It was so good. It's a great audiobook choice, and I can't recommend it enough. It's also on Hoopla in case you were looking for it. So I loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I think maybe it's a 4.5, but it's the kind of book that I'm gonna bump up because it's just kind of right there in my sweet spot, which is coming of age queer YA. So I also read this for the Queer Blackathon. That weekend I read this, and it could count for Your Ripped Bodice Plays an Instrument That Is Not the Guitar and something else. Yeah, but it's just, oh, You Should See Me in a Crown was adorable. I loved it. I finished White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. I briefly talked about this in my June wrap-up. It's one of my 5-star reads from June as well. This was a 5-star. If you are a white person looking to start educating yourself, I think this is a great jumping off point, but I do think you need to follow it up very quickly with books by Black authors talking about race and other authors of color, because this gives you the insight as a white woman who's teaching about workplace things, basically. I think it's a valuable resource. I'm not going to knock it down stars because I haven't read enough of these books to make full judgments, or also I don't want to discourage anyone from picking them up if they're thinking about it. Next we have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I listened to this audiobook because I could not get through reading it, so that was rough. Yeah, so that was a journey to go through again as an adult. I think I opted not to rate this. On my spreadsheet I gave it 2 stars for nostalgia, but honestly it's like a 1 star. I keep thinking about, like, one of my friends, Nicole, is reading it right now and talking about, like, oh, these are the parts we're gonna see in Midnight Sun, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm really not ready, y'all, like, at all for this. I don't hate Twilight, don't get me wrong. Like, I have a very soft spot for Twilight. I've talked about that before, I'm sure, on my channel, that it's one of the things that got me back into reading as a teen, and it just hurt to read. It was very, like, it was not like good narrative. Like, the writing is not good at the end of the day, and that's part of the issue with Twilight. Okay, next is Dreammaker by Kirsten Ashley, which was a surprise blast of a ride for me. I want to caveat this. I love the Rock Chicks, and I never really got into Dream Man series, and this is like apparently a mashing of the two. So we're back in Colorado. We have Fortnum's is there. The Rock Chicks show up. Like, it was just like walking into a warm hug of a room. Like, it's like walking into a room of people you already knew, right? Like, that for me made this so fulfilling to read, and it really like rejuvenated me. I thought I wrote a review, but it's gone. Anyways, I really liked this book. I gave it a 3 stars because it's not great. There are issues, but it was super duper fun. Super duper fun. I really enjoyed it overall. And I think, yeah, if you liked the Rock Chicks or the Dream Man series, you may love this book. Then we have So You Want to Talk About Race by Olomi Ulu. I hope I got that right. I adored this book. I think that this was a great book to follow up White Fragility with. It really dove into specific examples and living a life as a Black woman The Things You May Not Think About. This is a book that I truly appreciated so much, and I think it was beautifully narrated. I listened to it, and then I want to go back and buy these physically to then annotate. But yeah, this one I highly recommend. If you're gonna pick up one of the two on this in this reading, the last 10 I read, I would pick this one up. Then we have Harbor by Rebecca Weatherspoon, which I talked about in a threesome, like a review three video. So I loved Harbor. I gave this 5 stars. This is the finale in the Beards and Bondage series, which is one of my favorites of hers. It follows Vaughn and Shaw and Brooklyn, who are honestly like amazing characters. It uses kink in amazing ways to heal, and there's so much like consent on the page. It's just really hot. So I loved it. It may not be for you though. Then I read The Devil of Downtown by Joanna Shupe. This also came out and was in that review 3 video. This is the last book in the Uptown Girls series. I again loved it a ton. This is such a great Gilded Age romance. I really think the Uptown Girls series in of itself is like a masterpiece. I love it so much. I want more Gilded Age stories overall, and like, yeah, I need it in my life. So I'm very excited that this one was great. Jack Mulligan is an amazing hero in this book, and our heroine, Justine, right? Yeah, so Justine is just delightful. And I really think that Joanna Shupe writes wonderful pairings overall at the end of the day, and like brings a lot of emotion to it. Next we have Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is the first book I read for the Pop Culture Readathon. This was for Poetic Justice, and like every other Elizabeth Acevedo book, she's an instant buy for me. I love her storytelling in verse. I like her storytelling in regular writing, in novel form, I guess. I have liked everything I've read by her. I am constantly astounded by how much of a punch she can pack into a book with really not that many words. Clap When You Land follows 2 girls who have the same father and don't know that, and then find out that their father died in a plane crash, and they come together at the end to meet each other, and it's just it's hard. It's a hard read, honestly. I will give you a quick trigger warning. There is sexual assault on the page. If you need to know specifics, let me know. I can let you know exactly around what percentage that happened. And then I read, oh, that was a 5-star read as well. It's hard to rate a book in verse. I either like it or I don't, and generally speaking I like them, so they end up getting 5 stars. All right, next we have another one that I did not love. So I read New Moon by Stephanie Myers. Again, there was a live show over on Beautifully Bookish Bethany's channel. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. It's like 2 hours long almost, so I understand if you don't, but we had a great discussion about these 2 books and the issues within them, but also like appreciated our nostalgia for them at the same time. So New Moon's too long. It should have been a novella. It should have been about 5 chapters, maybe 6. We got Edward leaves, Bella gets weird and a little wild, Jacob werewolves up, what was next? Oh my gosh, my brain. Something else happens, Edward comes back. Done. Oh, Edward almost dies. Party in Italy is what I call that chapter. And then back to Forks. There you go. Done. Over. Yeah, I'm giving that 1 star. It's just not good. And we talked a lot about how awful the Native American representation is in these books, and it's just really bad. I will note, and I've said this I think any other time I mentioned it, anytime I'm reading Twilight, I am planning to give money to the Quillat tribe and other charities that benefit them and other groups around our country. It's the least I can do right now, to be honest, so that's what I'm gonna do. When all of this is done and I'm done reading them, I'm going to donate a chunk of change. And then the last book in my last 10 is Tycoon by Joanna Shupe. This book is a novella. Gilded Age New York again, and it was delightful. This had one of my favorite tropes, which is grumpy sunshine. There's only one train car and a character who is on the run from the police because she witnessed something she shouldn't have. Well, the police, aka they're the bad police. I mean, all police are bad. That's a whole other story. You know what I'm saying? They're like in with the bad guys. So she's on the run from them, and she runs up to him. His name's Ted on the station, and her name's Clara, and she kisses him and acts like he's her husband, so she loses the people following her. And then he takes her, like, she ends up getting on the train with him and getting in the same train car as him, which is his own private car, and they journey from New York to St. Louis, and they kind of make this bond, this deal, so that they can so he helps protect her. Then he kind of, like, there's some issues, of course, and then at the end, or there's one point at which there's caretaking, which I personally love so much. He, like, scoops her up, takes her back to the train so he can take care of her because she got hurt, and then it's like him coming around to that she's not lying to him, and it's just so fun. It's so fun. It was just a total romp. It's like 80 pages. I highly recommend you check it out. It is on Hoopla, I found, so, you know, give it a go. And yeah, oh, I just loved this book. It was just super cute. 4-star novella. It was exactly what I needed right now. So there's that. I've got like 4 books on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads that I'm hoping to get through soon. So honestly, you're probably going to see this video and you're going to see another last 10 within the next week or so, because my reading right now is picking back up. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know something you've read recently and enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.